Hello guys, TKG here for your comfortable LostArk life. In this video, I'd like to cover the laws of the odds, as the LostArk guy was asked about the management method of the Korean community, so I thought it'd be great to share those introductions and tips. Now follow me, I'll show you what I need. Alt is a secondary characters for your LostArk journey. In Korean, we call this alt as puke or pedal. Unlike the main characters, alt is a less raised characters which made with some purpose. Then why do you need alts? Well, that can have many reasons. The biggest reason of the raising alt is the system of the LostArk. Just like the other MMORPG games, raising your character needs effort and investment, but it has a break. You can only raise, getting the material that needs to raise your characters has a break, like obtainable per weekly, daily. If you spend all of your mats mostly for honing, you'll meet the dead end very soon. That's why you need alts. Alts can ease these limits or breaks a little bit. Like I said, raising alt has a lot of purpose, but mostly raising for additional supply routes for mats and gold. In LostArk, raising only one character also has a little disadvantage. Actually, raising alt is quite half-forced in LostArk for your efficiency. Let me show you some of those reasons. You know the playing region rate has a limit, right? It's 3 times a weekly per one character. Actually, LostArk allow you to go region rate maximum 18 times per weekly. Well, you can get a gold reward maximum 18 times per weekly, which means that you are allowed to get gold reward 6 characters per weekly. Of course, raising alt into a certain level also needs time and effort. Especially for the light players, this can be a quite harsh hurdle you gotta jump. But in my personal advice, if you love the game, you can do it in someday. Also, the LostArk are aware there's harsh obstacle for raising whole new characters. So sometimes or some season by season, they do this event called Hyper Express Pass or Just Pass. With this pass, you get a lot of support from the game itself. Not only this pass will take you to the appropriate level to join the raid, but also you can get almost full support for your gear leveling journey. So if you have a continuous interest in this game, try not to forget this pass event. Have you ever heard this? Loster shared? If you make some characters with your account, it'll automatically snaps or bind to your Loster. Yes, those characters is not a separate islands. It is all bind to your Loster. As I mentioned, you meet the section called Forced Break, mostly because of the short gold mats for your harsh honing journey. With your alt, you can release those breaks. In LostArk, there is a lot of Loster shareable items and mats. You do the daily quest in the LostArk, right? The homework like Chaos Dungeon, Guardian Raid. The mats that drops on the contents is partially shareable. So in other words, if you have more alts or characters, you can hand over those mats through your Loster-wide storage. So you can get a slight boost for your painful but mighty endeavor. One more thing, are you having some problem for buying the gems in the auction? Did you know that gem is also Loster shareable? Just like the mats, you can hand over those gems through your Loster storage. If you have to make a quick gold or high level gems without spending your gold, this can be your answer. With the collaboration of the Loster and gem fusion system, you can share and focus those low level gems to characters that need high level or at least useful gem. Speaking of those breaks of the LostArk, Unitask also has a daily limits too, 3 times a daily per one character. Unitask also can be done more if you have more alts. Unitask has one important factor called 평판, reputation. Reputation is more like collectibles. Filling up those blue progression bar will give you a lot of useful stuff for your LostArk journey, like collectible, masterpieces, or card. Virtuous that potion. Doing the Unitask only one characters is okay, but it'll take huge amount of times. Like I said, it has a break. Manage Unitask also has some tips. Do the Unitask daily quest that gives honing mats with main, and push the collectible Unitask reputation with other characters. So, try not to forget those dailies. Maybe the most biggest reason of the raising alt, more like a similar context with the Loster share. Region raid has a break, right? 3 times a weekly per one character. Why do I have to go more? Because it has a gold. Gold is used everywhere. You constantly thirst for those currency for your LostArk journey. As I mentioned in first, those gold rewards has a limited to acquire maximum 18 times per weekly. Besides, parking is originated from the Korean expression called 주차. It is literally translated as parking. Parking is more like a strategy for efficient LostArk gameplay. Region raid has a required item level, right? Like 1415, 1445, 1460. Raising one character needs a lot of time and effort, and of course pushing to the end game will need more things to do that. That's why you need parking of those arts. Instead of raising the characters to the end, stop at a certain section and use as a constant weekly gold supply line. Cause the reaching before the Belshazzar mostly takes up less cost. Of course, during the raid party also needs requirements, so I'll show you the less cost parking section for your journey. In my personal experience, 1445 and 1460 is quite popular parking section for your LARs. The reason is simple, it's cheap. Not only making the 1445 or 1460 takes up less gold for honing, but also the requirements that needs to join the raid party cost less compared to the 1475. I mean, Kaku Satan. Especially, level 5 gem is also easy to make with the system I mentioned in the LostArk share, and of course it is much more cheaper than level 7 gems. So low cost, but efficient. So you can get 9,000 gold plus Argos gold. Reaching 1475, Kaku Satan will disable the gold reward that came from the Argos. So parking at 1460 or a little higher is quite common. And also, 1460 is quite strategic position too. Why? Because you can accumulate enough golds and mats for the time when you try to raise the parking also almost main level. My personal experience, I'm gonna catch up that guy faster is not a good idea. As you guy already experienced, LostArk is more like a result of the accumulation of times. If you try to catch up the guys who are already there, mostly you need to spend times. LostArk is half pay to win game. Why half? Unlike the other games, in my personal opinion, it has a less competitive factor too. So you can just stop for a moment and wait. Of course, you have high level of gear. You can easily beat the raid. But it doesn't mean that going right level of the raid is not mean that you can't beat the raid. Item level is more like a ticket to join the beating the raid. So please, try to take some time. Be patient. Someday, eventually, if you enjoy the game with consistency, you'll get there one day. I can guarantee that. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching everyone, and always thanks for your big support. Hope your LostArk journey was a little help with this video. And of course, if you like my videos, hit the sub for more upcoming infos. I'll come back with more useful infos in the next video.